Well, welcome back to the Aviation Insurance Podcast, where we've been looking at the very basics of aviation insurance. We've kind of talked about why aviation insurance is necessary. We've kind of examined the history. And so now I just want to talk about the players. Who is involved in the aviation insurance marketplace at a very broad level, right? These are the basics. There are a ton of specialists at all kinds of levels involved in the aviation insurance market. So we're going to just talk some very basics, because it can be a little bit different than what you're used to in purchasing auto or home insurance. And when we're shopping for our own personal home or auto insurance, we can kind of go on the yellow pages and call a bunch of different people. Some of them are their own direct writers. Some of them are independent agents, and we can get a number of different quotes. And that's not really how the aviation insurance marketplace works. So who are the players? For the majority of the aviation insurance market, insurance companies that actually, the policies that are written for aircraft and aviation businesses are written through agents or brokers, right? You're going to call different agent or brokers, and they're going to say, hey, we're all working with these same insurance companies. When it comes to commercial aircraft, they're only going to work with one broker at a time. With private aircraft, they may work with multiple brokers, but it's pretty much going to be the same quote regardless of who you call. There's one exception. There's what's called a direct writer in insurance called a VIMCO. They've been around for many years, and they work primarily with light piston aircraft and experimental aircraft. As far as commercial insurance for aviation, flight clubs, larger valued aircraft, they generally are not involved in that sector of the market. Everyone else works directly through aircraft or aviation insurance brokers. So the agent or broker is a person, as a consumer, you talk to. I am an aviation insurance broker. So I represent you to the insurance company. I take and gather the information we need to evaluate your risk. We look at your exposures, and then we put together a submission that we go to these aviation insurance markets, the insurance companies themselves. So they're an insurance company, so they provide the insurance coverage, the policy that will protect you in the event of a loss. At that insurance company, there are multiple players, right? In general, there's the underwriters. They're the people who evaluate that information that I sent them as the broker, and they are going to evaluate whether or not their insurance company is going to be a potential fit for you. Each insurance company has a different appetite to what they will and won't write. They have, types of aircraft, aviation businesses, values, insured amounts, liability limits that they're willing and able to write, type of insurance, aircraft that they're interested in writing and not writing, pilots, levels of pilot qualifications they're interested in writing and not. So they got to evaluate if it's a fit for them. And then if so, they take that information and they provide the rates that will go to determine what the premium is. So you have an underwriter who ultimately sets the rates. On the back end, there's a lot of other people. There's chief underwriting officers and actuaries and reinsurance negotiators who get involved on the back end. But for the most part, you may just be dealing with an underwriter. Now, the insurance company also have people you're going to deal with if you have a claims, and those are claims adjusters. Claims adjusters are the people who, when you have a claim, they come out, they take pictures, and they actually work to adjust or to settle your claim. So these people are specialists who that's what they do. They just have that expertise in solving, and many of these specialists specialize in different types of claims, whether that's just the physical damage, or maybe it's products liability, maybe it's ag aviation losses. They're specialists within each one of these areas of insurance. So at your insurance company, you have your underwriters who set the rates, and often if you're going to interface along with your broker, someone at the insurance company, it's usually the underwriter, or if you have a bad day, it's going to be your claims adjuster. So those are the people at that level. Again, there are a lot of other people involved. There are attorneys who specialize in aviation insurance, both on the defense and the prosecution side. There are independence claims adjusters that insurance companies will also use. There is an entire industry of trained professionals just around that. And these are those key players. And again, we talked a little bit about the reinsurance factor. There are people who just get involved in helping insurance companies purchase reinsurance. It's a very deep industry with a lot of expertise and a lot of trained professionals, both in the United States and globally. And we've got a great organization, the Aviation Insurance Association, that we're proud to be active and involved with, that bring us together, that help provide education so that we can train and grow consistently, being the best we can in our craft. So those are the players in the aviation insurance marketplace, so that when you're having these discussions, you're better informed about the different players involved in your aviation insurance buying experience. See you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Aviation Insurance Podcast. If you found this episode of value, please share it with someone who would benefit from this information. Don't forget to subscribe in your podcast player so you don't miss any new episodes, and to help our show have more impact. This episode is brought to you by Aeris Insurance Solutions, your flight plan for navigating the turbulence of aviation insurance. For more information, visit aerosinsurance.com. That is www.aerisinsurance.com. Disclaimer. These episodes are for educational purposes only, and due to the changing regulatory and legal nature of the business, some information may change over time. Having a well-educated and experienced aviation insurance broker on your team is an absolute requirement to success in business and for managing your aircraft and aviation business risks.